What up? It's Grandpa coming at you with another video. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. All right, so um, this video is going to be about Isiah Thomas. Isiah Thomas, in my opinion, is one of the greatest point guards of all time. He's not too far away from Magic, in my opinion. It was always great to see him on the All-Star team and doing his thing. When him and the Pistons were making a push to go to try to win the championship, I was with him the whole way. I was up in here rooting for him. Because they was getting it out the dirt for real. The NBA was not all the way in on them, and then they got delayed 2 years because the first year they could have been challenging for it. Isiah Thomas threw the ball to Larry Bird. Everybody knows about that. Then the second year they go and then they get cheated out of the because of the phantom foul on Kareem. So they really had 4 years. They really had 2 additional years outside of the two that they won the championship back to back. They could have been they could have been up there as far as like how they were looked at by the league. But right now they have the Detroit Pistons franchise has 3 championship trophies, and that's 2 due to Isiah and that team that was back in the late 80s, early 90s. Isiah, right now he's still on TV. It's kind of I'm not, the Bell's palsy diagnosis. I mean, it's Isiah has always been a spokesman for the league, so I wouldn't expected him to completely but just to see him on TV like that, it's kind of like, man, you count your blessings because he's still talking, he's still analyzing these games and these players. So shouts out to Isiah Thomas. Prayers be with you, man. But yeah, Isiah Thomas was the ultimate teammate to me, because a lot of things that happened to him and that he experienced was due to somebody else. Now I've been looking at the Last Dance just to watch it because I hadn't watched it in a while, and I was getting some information about stuff on it. But on the Last Dance, and I don't see how a lot of people just went over their head, but Isiah Thomas basically said that Lambeer was the one that came up with them walking off the court, and not shaking hands. Now, they went through the history of it because the Celtics, when the Pistons beat them, did not shake hands. But that was a different time. That was CBS. CBS coverage was a lot more gritty and a lot more toward the sport, so to speak. But they were going to NBC, and what's his name? I can't get his name. Dick Ebersol. He wanted the heroes story. So like the Pistons, if he had it his way, they would have lost. Isiah and them would have dapped up Jordan and then wished them on their way. But unfortunately for Isiah, it didn't. He went along with Lambeer, and I'm not even gonna get into that. But I will say that was the second example of Isiah riding with his team no matter what. That was the second case. Because the first, and before I get on to the first case, that him agreeing to go along with that with Lambeer basically ruined how they perceived Isiah from the league, and NBC and them going forward. They basically got basically got they they hand slapped, and Isiah didn't go to the Olympic team, which you know who knows if he would have did that, how that would have affected his candidacy going forward for the Olympic team. But him not shaking Jordan them hand, that had a more negative effect on him than it had on Lambeer. Now the first case, and he caught a lot of heat for that, was when he agreed with what Rodman said, and when he said that if Larry Bird was black, he'd be another guy. Uh, he was riding with his teammate. And another case of how they look at Rodman now, how they look at Isiah. If he wouldn't have rolled for his teammate, if he would have just said, "Well, I have to look into that," if he would put it on pause, maybe, and then came back instead of immediately having his teammates back. And that's a double-edged sword. Like, you want to have your teammates back. So the only crime that Isiah committed was basically riding and dying with his crew. And if that's what that's a admirable trait, because that's what it's all about. You being loyal to your peoples. So on one end it messed him up, but another it submitted him as a teammate that that you could probably today, they probably still they could probably, if they needed to, holler at Isiah, be like, "Yeah, man, I hook you up. I got you, brother." So this is my thoughts on that situation. Shout out to Isiah Thomas. Grandpa signing off. Peace.